Macho is not so macho.
Another bride, another June, another sunny honeymoon, another season, another reason for making whoopee.
In the animal kingdom, there are those who succeed and those who don't. Battle of the Sexes, tomorrow at 8 on BBC Two.
Do you ever wonder whether you're up to the job?
No, not at all.
Dr. Desmana is to be allowed to operate upon adults. Will you let him operate on you?
No.
Can I have a straight answer to a straight question?
Yep.
So you have no view on that?
I don't not have a view.
Newsnight asks the questions you want answered. Tonight at 10:30 on BBC Two.
Travel broadens the culinary skills in half an hour. A brand new seafood quest for Rick Stein begins in Naples, the city in which life revolves around food. Time to continue a high-scoring tradition, first on BBC Two.
University Challenge. Asking the questions, Jeremy Paxman.
Hello, welcome to another second round match. Last time we saw Manchester University beat Harris Manchester College Oxford to stay in the contest. Tonight sees the second of the playoffs between the highest scoring losing teams. First, London City University. A few weeks ago they lost to Leicester on a tie-break question on what must be the most closely fought contest of the series so far. Let's meet them again.
Hi, I'm Nicola Horton from London and I'm studying for an MBA in Finance.
Hello, I'm Harry Oliver from Redhill in Surrey and I'm reading law.
And their captain?
Hi, I'm Tom Harding from London and I'm reading law.
Hello, I'm Claire Lockhart, also from London, reading law.
Well, playing them are Balliol College Oxford, who were just pipped at the post by Durham University. They return with our apologies for denying them points for a correct answer. We're happy to bow to their superior knowledge of the west coast of Lithuania. Let's meet them again.
My name's Jonathan Wilson, I'm reading English and I'm from Sunderland.
Hi, my name's Nick Hutchings, I'm reading Engineering Science and I'm from Redhill in Surrey.
And their captain?
My name's Uthra Yawa, I'm from London and I'm doing clinical medicine.
I'm Rebecca Hughes from Dudley in the West Midlands and I'm reading classics.
Before we begin, a quick reminder that the consequences of interrupting a starter question incorrectly are a 5-point fine and the torment of seeing the whole question offered to the opposition. Best of luck to both teams. Fingers on the buzzers. Here's your first starter for 10. Which footballer, nicknamed Giraffe, won 35 England caps during his long career with Leeds United?
Balliol Yawa.
Jackie Charlton.
Jack Charlton is correct. Went on to manage Ireland. Right, Balliol, you then get the first set of bonuses. They're questions on words included in the 1998 New Oxford Dictionary of English. Which two-word phrase describes superficially attractive or entertaining images which are intellectually undemanding?
Eye candy.
Correct. What two-word term is defined as the tendency to simplify or reduce the intellectual content of something in order to make it accessible to a large number of people?
Dumbing down.
Correct. What two-word term is defined as the non-acceptance of antisocial behaviour and is typified by strict and uncompromising application of the law?
Zero tolerance.
Zero tolerance is correct. Here's another starter question for a possible 10. Partly because of its approximate shape, what name is given to an area of Southeast Asia comprising parts of China, Burma, Thailand and Laos, which is the source of most of the world's...
Balliol Yawa.
The Golden Triangle.
The Golden Triangle is correct. Source of most of the world's raw opium. Bonuses for you then. Of which three Beatles songs are these the opening lines? Firstly, for 5 points, it was 20 years ago today.
Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band.
Correct. Secondly, for 5 points, in the town where I was born.
Yellow Submarine.
Correct. Thirdly, for 5 points, picture yourself in a boat on a river.
Lucy in the Sky.
Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds.
Correct. Here's another starter question for a possible 10. Which BBC radio and television studio, whose output includes Dangerfield and The Archers, opened in 1971 in...
Balliol Hutchings.
Pebble Mill.
Pebble Mill is right, in Birmingham. Your bonuses are on mosquito-borne diseases, Balliol. Also known as breakbone fever or dandy fever, which rarely fatal viral disease is characterised by extreme pain in the joints and limbs.
I'm a foggiest, I'm a doctor.
Oh, God. Achy flu?
Yellow fever.
No, it's dengue fever. Which disease was first recorded in Central and South America after the Spanish conquest in the 16th century? It was characterised by jaundice. It was one of the great plagues of the world until the Aedes aegypti mosquito was controlled and a vaccine developed.
It could be yellow fever.
Jaundice yellow, yeah.
Yellow fever.
That was yellow fever. Blackwater fever is one of the most dangerous complications of which disease carried by mosquitoes?
Malaria. Malaria.
Malaria is correct. You're storming away. See if you can get going with this starter for 10 city. Which Russian city is this? Founded as a military outpost in 1860 and given a name meaning rule the East, it became the main Russian naval base on the Pacific, located on the coast of the Sea of Japan. It is the...
Balliol Yawa.
Vladivostok.
Vladivostok is correct. The eastern terminus of the Trans-Siberian Railway. 3 questions on religious movements and sex, Balliol, for your bonuses. The chief religion of at least 80% of the people of Haiti. What name is given to a belief in a large number of spirits called Loa?
Voodoo.
Voodoo is right. Which Swedish scientist, philosopher and theologian wrote voluminously in interpreting the scriptures as the immediate word of God and relating what he had seen and heard in the world of spirits and angels?
Swedenborg.
Emanuel Swedenborg is correct. Which religious movement was founded in Pittsburgh in 1872, known as the International Bible Students until 1931? Its adherents meet in kingdom halls, baptized by immersion, and insist upon a high moral code in personal conduct.
Jehovah's Witnesses.
That is correct. Here's another starter question for a possible 10. Chiefly a mixture of methane and other hydrocarbons, and explosive when mixed in certain proportions with air, combustible coal gas is commonly known by what name?
Balliol Wilson.
Marsh gas.
No, anyone want to buzz from City?
City Harding.
Town gas.
No, it's known as fire damp. Another starter question. Which Hungarian-born writer, whose first names were Emma Magdalena Rosalia Maria Josefa Barbara, was popularly known by her title and created the 18th century hero Sir Percy Blakeney, the Scarlet Pimpernel?
Balliol Hutchings.
Baroness Orksey.
Baroness Orksey is correct. That takes you to 105. Here are your bonuses. In medieval law, felonies were defined as crimes of sufficient gravity for the offender to lose his right to own what?
Falconry, that's a bird. Have birds of prey?
Birds of prey.
No, it's land. He had to forfeit any land he had. Now often used to denote rowdy, confusion or chaos, what word was historically applied to malicious injury that impaired or destroyed the victim's capacity for self-defense?
Mayhem? It's not quite mayhem. It's something different.
Try mayhem.
Mayhem.
It's mayhem is right, that's right. Grand larceny, finally, was a term in use in England before 1827 to describe theft of property above what value?
£10.
No, that's the consequence of inflation. It's 12 pence or a shilling. Right, let's see if you can get going, City. Your picture starter, you're going to see a painting which exemplifies the style of a particular art movement. For 10 points, please name the movement.
City Horton.
Pre-Raphaelite.
That is correct. Good. That's got you going. Now, your bonuses, City, are again examples of a particular art style or movement. For 5 points each, I'd like you to name the art movements. Here's the first.
Cubism.
No, that's Futurism. It was Severine's suburban train arriving in Paris. Name the movement this work exemplifies.
Fauvism.
It is Fauvism. It's Durand's Pool of London. Finally, this one.
Cubism.
That is Cubism. It's Braque. Now, 20 against 110, another starter question. What sort of food are capocola and mortadella from Italy?
Balliol Hughes.
Sausages.
Sausages is right, yes. Here are your bonuses, Balliol. Which analgesic drug was isolated from opium by the German chemist F.W.A. Serturner in 1806?
Morphine.
Morphine is right. Also called methyl morphine. Which drug, whose action is weaker than that of morphine, from which it is usually obtained, was first isolated from opium by the French chemist Jean-Pierre Robiquet in 1832?
Heroin.
No, it was codeine. Similar to morphine in its analgesic effect, which drug, used in the form of its hydrochloride salt, first became available at the end of World War II and is the most effective form of treatment for addiction to heroin and other narcotics?
Yeah,
Methadone.
Methadone is correct. Here's another starter question. James Kirkup's poem, The Love That Dares to Speak Its Name, became the subject of a prosecution for blasphemous libel following its appearance in 1970.
Balliol Yawa.
Gay Times.
No, it was not Gay Times. You lose 5 points for an incorrect interruption. Following its appearance in 1976, in which publication?
City Horton.
Gay News.
Gay News is correct. You now get for your bonuses 3 questions on dukedom city. Which royal dukedom was created in the 14th century when it was conferred on Lionel, second surviving son of Edward III? It was last conferred in 1890 on Albert Victor, eldest son of the Prince of Wales, thought by some to have been implicated in the Jack the Ripper murders.
Duke of Clarence?
Correct. Which dukedom was created in the 14th century and first conferred on Edmund Longley, fourth surviving legitimate son of Edward III? Of the 13 subsequent dukes, 6 were later crowned.
Gloucester.
No, it's York. Which dukedom was created at the end of the 14th century and was, by tradition, conferred on a royal prince? The last holder of the title, Prince Charles Edward, a grandson of Queen Victoria, was deprived of his peerage in 1917 after taking up arms against his native land when he fought as a German prince in World War I.
I don't know.
That was the Duke of Albany. Another starter question for a possible 10 points. The theatre owner George Millie's offer for which new invention in Paris in 1895 was rejected with the words, "My invention is not for sale. It can be exploited for a certain time as a scientific curiosity, but it has no commercial value whatsoever."
City Horton.
For cinema?
Yeah, I'll accept that. Cinematograph. Yes, that's right. So you get the bonuses then, City. Here they come. For 15 points. In which work by Prokofiev, described as a musical tale for children, is each character represented by a different instrument or group of instruments?
Peter and the Wolf.
Correct. Which Russian composer's burlesque opera Reynard features 4 characters, a cock, fox, goat and cat? Come on.
Shostakovich?
No, it was Igor Stravinsky. With which animal would you most closely associate the operatic character Dr. Falk?
Which animal? Any idea?
Come on.
An owl?
No, it's the bat, die Fledermaus. Okay, 50 against 125, 10 points if you can get this starter question. If a prime number is defined as any positive integer greater than 1, divisible only by itself and 1, how many prime numbers are there less than 10?
Balliol Yawa.
3.
No? Anyone want to buzz from City?
City Oliver.
2.
No, there are 4, 2, 3, 5 and 7. Another starter question. The birthplace of Cardinal Wolsey and the home of Thomas Gainsborough, which English town on the Orwell estuary?
Balliol Wilson.
Ipswich.
Ipswich is right, yes. The administrative headquarters of Suffolk. 3 questions on cartoonists for your bonuses, Balliol. Under what title has Gary Trudeau written and drawn a comic strip in which he has commented on various aspects of American life, the title being the surname of one of his fictional characters?
Doonesbury.
That's correct. Which political cartoonist is noted for his grotesquely distorted and angular images, has designed for the stage and was production designer on the 1997 Disney film Hercules?
Gerald Scarfe.
Correct. In Tony Blair's first honours list as Prime Minister, which political cartoonist was awarded the OBE for services to journalism?
Steve Bell? Steve Bell.
No, he's got a long way to go to that, I think. No, it was Nick Garland. Here's another starter question. Celebrated in 1998 on April the 13th, Baisakh Mela is the New Year festival of which religion?
Balliol Hutchings.
Hebrew?
No, anyone to buzz from City?
City Horton.
Hindu?
No, it's Sikhism. Here's another starter question. What is the name of the test held annually and presided over by the Queen's Remembrancer to ascertain that coins made by the Royal Mint are of the proper weight, diameter and composition required by law?
City Oliver.
A saying?
No, anyone to buzz from Balliol?
Balliol Hutchings.
Let's see what the coins are like.
Well, it's a sort of now kind of title, but I'm afraid I'm afraid it's known as the trial of the Picts. We'll take another starter question. Carlo Diviak was the chauffeur of the Graf und Stift car whose wrong turning in Sarajevo in 1914 led to whose...
City Oliver.
Archduke Franz Ferdinand.
That's right, he was assassinated as a consequence. Your bonuses, City, are on football clubs. Which football league club, the first to be promoted from the Vauxhall Conference, renamed their ground after McCain's, the food company, who became their sponsors in 1978?
No idea.
Come on.
No, they're close. Swindon Town?
No, it was Scarborough United. Which club, founded in 1882, took part of their name from the nickname of the son of the Earl of Northumberland in Shakespeare's Henry IV Part 1? Their ground has staged major boxing matches and acts as a home base for the London Monarchs.
Yes, Hotspur. It's Tottenham Hotspur.
Correct. Which Premiership club's ground is sometimes called Toffeeopolis, and the team the Toffees, from an ancient toffee house which stood near the hotel where the club was founded?
Everton.
Everton is correct. And 70 against 145. We're about halfway through. We're going to take a music round. For your music starter, you're going to hear a piece of music associated with a ballroom dance. For 10 points, please name the dance.
Balliol Hughes.
Tango.
The tango is right, yes. Can you dance it?
No.
All right, following on from the tango, for your bonus questions, you're going to hear 3 more pieces of ballroom dance music. 5 points each if you can name the dance. Here's the first.
Waltz.
That is a waltz. That was the Are You Lonesome Tonight? Here's the next dance.
Cha-cha-cha. Wheels cha-cha-cha. Cha-cha-cha. Wheels cha-cha-cha.
Cha-cha-cha.
Yeah, the cha-cha, yes. And finally...
Two-step.
The two-step. No, it's the foxtrot, the easiest of the lot. Here's another starter question. Soldiers of Destiny and Family of the Gales are English translations of the names of the 2 principal parties of which country?
City Horton.
Ireland, the Republic of Ireland.
The Republic of Ireland is correct. You get the bonuses then, City. 15 points if you can get these 3. Firstly, in which of Shakespeare's plays is a soldier described as being, quote, full of strange oaths and bearded like the pard, jealous in honour, sudden and quick in quarrel, seeking the bubble reputation even in the cannon's mouth?
Titus Andronicus?
No, it's Jacob's 7 Ages of Man speech, and As You Like It. The Boy in the Bubble peaked at number 26 in the British charts for which artist? Come on.
Paul Simon.
Paul Simon is right. Which British monarch became a governor of the South Sea Company, the speculative enterprise whose bubble burst in 1720? Come on.
George I.
It was George I. Well done. 90 against 165. Here's a starter question for 10 points. Derived from the Greek for join together, what term is used for the junction between two...
City Oliver.
Synapse.
Synapse is right. The junction between 2 neurons. Your bonuses are on doctors who became writers, City. Who created his best-known character while waiting for patients at his surgery in Southsea, where he began practicing in 1882? Come on.
Conan Doyle.
It was Arthur Conan Doyle, best known as a dramatist. Which Russian writer qualified as a doctor in 1884 and supported his family with earnings from comic writing until he began to make a name for himself with more serious works?
Chekhov?
Yes, it was. Which idealistic young doctor who practiced with Dr. Cameron in the Scottish village of Tannock Bray was created by A.J. Cronin, who was himself a qualified doctor?
Dr. Finlay.
Dr. Finlay is correct. Here's another starter question. From Old Norse for holy, which female first name was reintroduced in the 20th century from Scandinavia and Germany?
Balliol Hutchings.
Hilda.
No, anyone want to buzz from City?
City Harding.
Heidi.
No, it's Helga. Here's another starter question. Which FTSE 100 company was formed by the merger of Grand Metropolitan and Guinness?
City Harding.
Diageo.
That is correct. 3 questions on the US Constitution and amendments for your bonuses, City. Recent events have focused attention on the Second Amendment to the US Constitution as incorporated in the 1791 Bill of Rights. What issue is covered by the Second Amendment?
No, it's number one.
Come on.
Right to bear arms.
It is the right to keep and bear arms. The 13th Amendment to the Constitution was ratified on the 18th of December 1865. What was achieved by the 13th Amendment?
Yeah. Abolition of slavery.
Correct. The contentious 18th Amendment was ratified on the 16th of January 1919, although later repealed. Which one word can describe the 18th Amendment?
Prohibition.
That is correct. 140 against 165. Here's another starter question for a possible 10, named after the two German chemists who developed it. What manufacturing process synthesizes ammonia from nitrogen and hydrogen?
Balliol Hutchings.
Is it the Haber-Bosch process?
It is the Haber-Bosch process. Your bonus is Balliol. About which city did Robert Benchley say in a telegram to his editor, "Streets flooded, please advise"?
Venice.
Correct. Which city, also famed for canals, did William Hazlitt describe as a paltry, rubbishy Venice?
Amsterdam.
Amsterdam is correct. About whom did Neil Kinnock say that she only went to Venice because someone told her she could walk down the middle of the street?
Margaret Thatcher.
Margaret Thatcher is correct. Right, we're going to take another picture round now. You're about to see a picture of a famous building. All I want you to do for 10 points is to identify it.
City Harding.
Hampton Court.
It is Hampton Court Palace. Right, your bonus is 3 more stately homes for you to identify. 5 points for each you get right. Here's the first.
Is that Chatsworth?
It might be.
It's got water.
Come on.
It's a lawn.
Come along.
Chatsworth.
It is Chatsworth, yes. Secondly, for 5 points.
That's the flag. It's Bewley.
Come on, come on, come on, come on.
Bewley.
It is Bewley in Hampshire, finally. Come on.
Castle Howard. Castle Howard.
It is Castle Howard in Yorkshire, that's right. 165 against 190, here's a starter question. Sharp Ears, who is married to Golden Mane by the Woodpecker, is the heroine of which opera by Leos Janáček?
Balliol Hughes.
The Cunning Little Vixen.
The Cunning Little Vixen is correct. You get the bonuses. What name was given to the veil, folded to cover the head and neck and closely frame the cheeks, which is still part of the dress of some nuns?
Wimple.
Correct. J. Wellington Wimpy was originally a hamburger-loving character in which comic strip?
Popeye.
Correct. In particle physics, of what is WIMP an acronym?
God knows, wide imaging mass projection.
Come on.
Or something.
Wide imaging mass projection.
I don't know what on earth that is. No, it's weakly interacting massive particles. Here's another starter question. Which father and son both served as Lord Chancellor this century? The father from 1928 to 1929, and his son from 1970 to 74, and from 1979 to 87.
City Harding.
Hailsham, Quentin Hogg.
Yes, Viscount Hailsham and Lord Hailsham. Right, you get the bonuses then, City. They're on John Osborne plays. What is the name of the music hall comedian played by Laurence Olivier in both the stage and film versions of Osborne's The Entertainer?
Don't know.
No, you don't know. It's Archie Rice. Albert Finney has appeared on stage in the title role of which play by Osborne about a Protestant reformer? Come on, we can't hang around.
No, don't know.
It's Luther. In which of Osborne's plays first performed in 1964 did Nicole Williamson create the role of the alcoholic solicitor Bill Maitland? No idea?
No.
It's inadmissible evidence. Another starter question, 175, 210 for 10 if you can get me this. What word can mean adverse criticism or abuse and derives from an abbreviation of a German term referring to an anti-aircraft gun?
Balliol Wilson.
Flak. Flak is correct. There are 5 minutes to go. You get the bonuses. Which term for the neurobiological disorder that affects imaginative, social and language skills was first used by the psychiatrist Leo Kanner in the 1940s to describe children who are excessively withdrawn and self-preoccupied?
Autism.
Autism is correct. What is echolalia, a common characteristic of autism?
Really clever and draw really well. Or is it this sort of
Greek.
Come on.
Must be Greek.
Is it another?
The inability to relate... forget it. Drawing well, drawing
It's the constant repetition of what is said by others. Who won an Oscar for his role as the autistic Raymond Babbitt in the film Rain Man?
Dustin Hoffman.
That is correct. Here's another starter question for a possible 10. The Hermit, Elegy on the Death of a Mad Dog, and When Lovely Woman Stoops to Folly are poems...
Balliol Yawa.
Oliver Goldsmith.
No, you lose 5 points. Are poems included in which novel by Oliver Goldsmith? You may not confer, you may buzz, if anyone knows at City. No? I'll tell you it's The Vicar of Wakefield. There are 4 minutes to go. Here's another starter question. Used in the manufacture of ceramic components, what name is given to a creamy mixture of finely ground clay and water?
Balliol Hughes.
Slip.
Slip is correct. You get the bonuses. What is stored in the adipose cells, most of which are situated in the adipose layer immediately below the skin?
Fat.
Fat is right. In Charles Dickens' The Pickwick Papers, which of Mr. Pickwick's acquaintances has a servant named Joe, known as the Fat Boy?
Wardle.
Wardle.
Mr. Wardle is right. Which of Shakespeare's characters voiced his mistrust of leaner men with the lines, "Let me have men about me that are fat, sleek-headed men and such as sleep o' nights"?
Julius Caesar.
Julius Caesar, shortly before he was assassinated. 3 minutes to go. Here's a starter question. Born in 1912, which American artist was particularly associated with action paintings and art?
Balliol Yawa.
Jackson Pollock.
Jackson Pollock is correct. Here are your bonuses. The common law offence of embracery consisted of an attempt to bribe or corrupt who or what?
Juries.
Correct. What 4-letter word is used to describe a jury unable to agree on any verdict?
Hung.
Hung, that's right, hung jury. Abolished in this country by the Criminal Justice Act of 1948, but still used in the United States. What name is given to the 12 to 23 people before whom a bill of indictment was to be placed?
Unlucky.
Unlucky, no, it's grand jury. Here's another starter question. What name is next in this sequence? Woodcock, Feather, Murray, Willis.
Balliol Hutchings.
Boycott.
No, anyone want to buzz?
City Oliver.
Botham.
No, you're all thinking about cricket. It's monks. They're general secretaries of the TUC. Here's another starter question. 2 minutes to go. Much employed by nomadic herdsmen of the Gobi Desert. What is a yurt?
Balliol Hughes.
A tent.
A tent is correct. Your bonuses, Balliol. Forge, friction, laser and arc are all types of which fusion process?
Welding.
Correct. In which 1983 film did Jennifer Beals play a female welder with ambitions to succeed in the world of ballet?
Flashdance.
Correct. What were Australian group Flash and the Pan waiting for, according to the title of their 1983 single? Come on.
God.
A man.
No, they were waiting for a train. Less than 2 minutes to go, and here's another starter question. Colour blindness in humans results from a recessive gene carried on which chromosome?
Balliol Hutchings.
Why?
Anyone want to buzz from City?
City Oliver.
X.
Yes, well done. 1.5 minutes to go. Here are your bonuses. Teagle Warfield and Alice Montague married in Virginia in 1895, and their daughter Bessie was born the following year. Under what name did the child achieve worldwide celebrity some years later for her part in A Troubled Romance?
Scholar.
Come on.
Scholar so hard.
No, it was Mrs. Wallace Simpson. The obstetrician Sir James Young Simpson was the first to introduce the use of which drug during labour?
Pathogen.
No, that's much more modern. It's chloroform. In 1967, the British sportsman Tommy Simpson collapsed and died while competing in which event?
Yeah. Tour de France.
Correct. Tour de France is right. 1 minute to go. Here's a starter question. Which is the principal town of the Orkney Islands and also its seat of local...
City Harding.
Kirkwall.
Kirkwall is correct, also seat of government. 3 questions on American universities for your bonuses then, City. Which university was founded as the College of New Jersey in 1746, making it the 4th oldest university in the United States?
Columbia.
No, it was Princeton. Which term was used for the grounds of a college or university, first used at Princeton in about 1774?
Campus.
Correct, campus is right. 8 universities in America are said to be Ivy League, a term thought to relate to their ivy-clad buildings. Princeton, Harvard, Yale and Columbia are 4. Can you name one of the remaining 4?
Cornell.
Cornell is right. Here's another starter question. Which long-winded 2-word term is a euphemism for a downright lie and was first used in 1906 by Winston Churchill in a speech about labour contracts? You all look blank. I'll tell you it's a terminological inexactitude. There are 10 seconds to go. Here's another starter question. Dacia, which was conquered by the Roman Emperor Trajan at the beginning of
Balliol Yawa.
Romania.
Romania is correct. You get the bonuses. And you'll save them by the gong. And at the gong, City have 210. Balliol have 300. Well done. Well, bad luck, City. It's a 210 is a highly creditable score, so you can go away heads held high. I'm sorry we'll say goodbye to you, but thank you very much for taking part. Balliol 300, great score. We look forward to seeing you in the next stage of the competition. Congratulations. I hope you'll be able to join us next time, but until then, it's goodbye from City University London.
Goodbye.
Bye. And it's goodbye from Balliol College, Oxford.
Goodbye.
And it's good night from me. Good night.
An abundance of seafood and sauces. Naples is a starting point for Rick Stein's Seafood Odyssey, which begins next here on BBC Two.
Welcome to the League of Gentlemen.
I've only been on the hormones 18 months, and nipples are like bullets. You ready, Ken?
Yeah.
We're all here behind you.
You're right. Oh. Winners of the Perrier Comedy Award.
You'll have your own shower and WC.
Into which we don't pass solid. Coming to a town near you.
He's looking for a boy.
Poster, eh?
Oh, well, there goes the neighbourhood. The League of Gentlemen. Monday at 9:30 on BBC Two. What?
For the last 4 years, a relentless television crew
29,350 from the one address.
has been following a team of Merseyside policemen.
My name's Sergeant Spencer from the Serious Crime Squad. You've been arrested on suspicion of murder, okay?
Murder?
Everywhere. These are not actors. They're the real cops. How thin can the blue line get? Mersey Blues starts 13th of January on BBC Two.